Okay, people, I told you they have to crash it. I told you this months ago, and they have to switch you over to Donnie Coin with the fight, fight, fight. And you know what the fight, fight, fight really means. I've explained it numerous times. And if you don't know by now, you should probably ask somebody. So I see this today. I see a couple posts. And in my opinion, this whole thing is a baby step towards what I just explained to you. U.S. Treasury plans to mint $1 coins with President Trump's face. Yes, a coin in honor of a man who's not dead, who's alive, who already has a digital currency with his image and fight, fight, fight based on the assassination attempt that the whole Reich is based on. Constantly discussed, huge murals in the White House. It's on the digital currency. It's on all kinds of things. There's little statues on Donnie's desk of it. Because, the more artistic pieces and references and homage you pay to that moment, the greater the chance of making it real. That's how Donnie thinks. U.S. Treasury plans to mint $1 coin with Donnie's face. So as soon as I heard that, you know what I'm thinking. Then I see Brian Tyler Cohen has a post up. The Trump administration just announced they are considering putting Donald Trump on U.S. currency alongside the founding fathers. And this is kind of what it's going to look like. I know the photos are harder to see in the day. My apologies. Money's becoming an issue. I have to, alter what I'm doing here. Okay, maybe if I make it brighter. Oh, it's as bright as it can go. Okay. Maybe if I enlarge each one. This is the front of the coin, of course, Donnie's beautiful face. As if he's some great historic figure and wasn't on the grift since day fucking one. And then the back, of course, paying homage to the very real event that took place in Pennsylvania, I believe. Very real. I'd never say it was fake. Fight, 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 right at the top. And as soon as I heard about this, I wanted to see what was on the coin. And of course, on the back, do your ABCs, class, go up to F, and count on each finger as you go A, B, C, and see how many numbers you get to at the end. And then realize that F is repeated 3 times at the beginning of each word. Now, here's a little article about it. Let's get the actual details before we freak out, right? Right, Rubes? You idiots voted for the Antichrist, right? You Jesus people. Excuse me. You alleged Jesus people. You literally voted for him. You went to church all those Sundays. You listened to lectures on hermeneutics, biblical prophecy. You spent your life in right-wing grift machine/terror land. You heard it all. You heard what was going to take place. You heard what type of person it would be. Again, you went to church every Sunday. And then when he comes along, you love it. You vote for it. You send money. Even after he's Jeff Epstein's best friend, even after you watch him stage a coup, even after you watch him steal classified documents, even though he's an adjudicated rapist, fraud, and defamer, you still went along. And you still go to church on Sunday, don't you? Of course you do. My point is, you literally voted for the devil. The actual devil's anointed. The Antichrist. And he's going to ask you to worship him. And this is the beginning of that. This is the first currency step. And this is a baby step to get you rubes to be on board. Get you used to it. You know, like when he deployed troops in California and you were like, all right. And you'll be saying that till the troops walk into your town, son. I know. I know. That was a baby step to the military takeover of your entire country. That precedent was set. Now we force cities in. It's over. And yes, it come into Rube country too. Don't worry. Don't worry. Everyone gets the privilege of this coming to their door. Fortunately for some of us, we didn't put our name on it. Because that's going to cost you with the man. I know you don't care about any earthly consequences. Losing your family, your business, your farm, whatever. Losing democracy, losing freedom, living in a Reich and I know you don't care about any of that. But here's what you should care about, son. When the man comes around. Because you can't get around that. You can't call your buddies up in the Klan or the Proud Boys. You can't get government, Proud Boys en masse. You can't get their help. You can't get your bodyguards' help. Your money won't help you. Nothing. Just you. And the man going to ask you, son, why'd you put your name on this? Why'd you take part? Why'd you make it happen? You went to church every Sunday. You heard about Jesus Christ, right, my son? Yet you lived your life as the antithesis of my son. And you put your name on the end of the world and the Antichrist. You had training, son. You heard the word. A lot of you heard all that prophecy stuff too. Your name's still on it. That's what you should be worried about. Because I know you don't care about anybody, down here or anything down here. You've proven that by voting for the convicted felon third time around. You stand for nothing, you believe in nothing, and you care for nothing. But the man does care, whether you do or not. And he's going to have a talk with you. Why'd you put your name on concentration camps? Why did you clap? Why were you in favor of masked men rounding people up? Kidnapping people, putting them in vans, taking them away. If anyone does care about them, they have to spend, weeks trying to find out what happened to them. Why did you take the mark, son? Why did you renounce your belief in me for him? That's what I would care about. Because that going to make all this bullshit down here you think is so important? Worthless. You'll understand then, son. Unfortunately, for so many of you, it will be too late. And again, I want to, put the caveat on it. I don't think I'm some wonderful, great person. Yes, I believe. And I'm trying to guide you through it. That I'm going to have that same talk with the man you people have. But there's one thing I can say in my defense. I didn't put my name on the fucking Antichrist. I didn't clap while women and children are being kidnapped by men in masks. I didn't clap for concentration camps. I didn't hand my country over and the world over to Satan, son. That's what I can say, that you can't. Now let's get to this. I didn't even intend to say any of that. See, things just come to me. Out of nowhere. Treasury touts first drafts of Trump dollar coin planned for next year. The design features Trump's face on one side, image of him raising his fist on the other. Oh, not just that, son, has the fight, fight, fight. It's in honor of the assassination attempt that God saved him from, that miraculously healed the next day. Let's tell the whole story here. This is by Steve Kopak. The Treasury on Friday shared draft images of a $1 commemorative coin featuring Trump's visage that the United States Mint is preparing in honor of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, because it's always about Donnie. Trump's instantly recognizable profile is featured on the head side of the coin. On the tail side, the coin will have an image of Trump with his fist raised, standing in front of an American flag. Wow, this journalist wrote first instead of fist, but whatever. Need Jeff Goldberg on that. This isn't the Atlantic, though, but Jeff Goldberg should get on that. U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach said the images were first drafts in a social media post on X. I have a feeling they'll be the final draft. Just a feeling. Adding that more information on the coin will be released when the current government shutdown is resolved. A Treasury spokesperson added that the first draft reflects well the enduring spirit of our country and democracy by having an assassination attempt on the back. The first draft reflects well the enduring spirit of our country and democracy as it dies at the hands of this thing. This coin as well, even the idea of it. Another symbol of that fall. A perfect one, actually. Enduring spirit of our country and democracy, ever in the face of immense obstacles. We look forward to sharing more soon. Well, the biggest obstacle to democracy is the Reich and Donnie shitbags. Speaking of that, I just watched a video of Kristi Noem in all her anorexic glory trying to open a door to go to the bathroom in some building and they wouldn't let her in. She got so pissed off. Kristi Noem's the type of person that thinks she already has a jet, but she wants a new one like Donnie wants, and she wants you to pay for it. She thinks she's entitled to that. Hey, you voted for it, son. I didn't. Around the outside edge of the tail side, the Trump coin also reads fight, 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 in addition to the traditional U.S. of America and E pluribus unum. A larger shot of the back of the coin, because that's what matters. That's the real message that they want in your hands, son. The real mark that they want in your hands, son. Because it has the number on it. It would be a bit obvious for the devil to just write 666 on it, right? Right. I never expected it to be that obvious. But again, I've spent 10 years looking at the ties from the number 666 to this thing. And there are ties, and I've spoken of them. And you don't have to do equations, mathematics, no special formulas, no bullshit. Just right in your face, son. In fact, a certain hand sign became the symbol for this movement. Some of us know what that hand sign really is, despite what they say it is. In fact, some of them probably know too. This is the front of the coin. The Treasury Department on Friday released a draft of a $1 commemorative coin it plans to release next year. The coin will be legal tender, meaning it can be used like standard currency with a value of $1. You mean, son, and class, and rubes, like a real currency you can use to buy shit with a man's face on it who's still alive and the number spoken of in the story? Is that what they're saying here? Because it sounds like that to me. The tail side closely resembles a scene in Butler, Pennsylvania, July 13, 2024. Of course, it was the 13th. When Trump defiantly raised his fist in the air after a gunman attempted to assassinate him during an outdoor campaign rally. Because every prominent diplomat that gets shot at stands right back up and starts doing a fist pump and gets a photo op. As, you know, the bullets are flying. Totally normal. Totally real. This would not be the first time that Trump made the America 250th celebrations about him. In June, he had his military parade through the streets of Washington, D.C. The parade took place on Trump's 79th birthday. That's right, he had a birthday military shitty parade. Remember that? That was on your dime, son. I know they said they had donors and they named a few companies. I want to see checks, son, or I don't believe it. Not from this Reich, ever. Dottie does not pay for shit. Ever. Part of these shakedowns of ABC, NBC, Google, etc., and I shouldn't even be defending these cunts. But I ain't them. Part of these shakedowns are considered like donations for his ballroom. That's the way he looks at it. Under the Circulating Collectible Coin Redesign Act of 2020, the Treasury may mint for issuance during the one-year period beginning Jan 1, 2026, $1 coins with designs emblematic of the U.S. Semiquinncentennial. Okay, that's a hell of a word. Semiquinncentennial. I think I'm going to use that. I didn't think of a title for this. I think I'm going to use that. Semiquinncentennial. Tongue twister. Okay, so now they reminded us of the military parade that you paid for, which was a fucking joke. My God, it was so embarrassing. Now we've got a literal currency. I don't care about the front of it. I care about this side of it. Because this side is the point, son. With the fight, sorry, with the reflections and all that. Remember, I showed you the digital currency. It has this on it as well. The fight. Do your ABCs. Count as you go. What does the letter F fall at? What number? And then realize it's there 3 times. Like I said, the devil would never put 666 on a coin like that. Too obvious. But he has to do it somehow. Fight. Minted, the phrase minted during a real miracle. So what is this? While we're all worried about government shutdown, healthcare costs going up 8,000%, the military takeover of our country, them blowing up drug boats or fishermen, whatever, because we have no idea who they are. His little military speech, which was the Hitler moment of making the military take the oath to him and not the Constitution. That's what you watched, whether those men took an oath or not. They kept their ass in them seats, didn't they, son? And 2 generals have resigned, but they were already planning on leaving, I think, and they did not say they resigned because of. In other words, you just leaving and going home and having a nice life is not good enough for me. When you resign, you need to say why. You need to say, I can't be part of what's about to take place. Otherwise, you ain't doing us any favors. Your resignation kind of almost meaningless, if that's the case. So, again, if I see a general resign and it's allegedly because they give a fuck about me and you in this country, then they need to say that. Otherwise, what good is it? I keep seeing comments by people all over the place. We don't need these generals resigning, because 2 of them did resign, but one of them planned it a while ago, and the other one, I have no idea why. Not that day either. They didn't walk out on that speech if they were there. I see a lot of people saying, oh, they need to stay and hold the line and do this and do that, and I've heard the phrase throughout my life, I can change things from the inside. That's why I did. No, son. No, son. You didn't want to lose your job. You didn't want to lose your paycheck, your nice car, your nice house, your pretty wife or husband, or whatever the fuck you got going on. All this bullshit, I'm going to stay and change it from the inside. I'm going to stay and do the right thing. Have you been paying attention, son? The right doesn't let anyone stay and do the fucking right thing. And it's a real goddamn fine line between I'm staying to change things on the inside, I'm staying to fight from the inside, I'm trying to hold the line, and just following orders. Real fine goddamn line, son. And human behavior dictates, well, I'll just go along so I can keep my job. I don't want my kids to starve, my wife to leave me. I don't want to lose my home. I should probably just do what the boss says to do. I don't know if I've ever bought the line, I wanted to try and change things from the inside. No, you had a job. You knew you were working for Satan. Miles Taylor is an excellent example, and I like the man. And I'm still going to say this about him. He's an example, but there are many. They hung around until they got shit canned, or were about to. Then they started talking. Miles Taylor's a perfectly capable person for the position he had. The problem is he was working for the fucking devil. And the devil fired his ass. You see, that's the problem. People keep speaking up after the fucking fact. And even when they resign, they too chicken shit to say, yeah, this is about to be a dictatorship and I want to take no part. That's why I resigned. And Donald Trump is the reason. And you know what? That's what God expects, son. What I'm doing right now. And I'm fucking nobody. Barely making it, son. And I ain't got no bodyguards. I ain't got no fucking people to protect me. Nothing. In other words, why can I do it and you can't? I know what you'll say. That guy has nothing to lose. Oh, I got plenty to lose, son. Maybe more than you. Always. This is why we are where we are at now. I'm going to stay and hold the line. I'm going to just go along. I'm going to start speaking out when I get the pink slip. Too late, son. If the whole administration in the first term, instead of saving it for books and this and that, would have just spoke out, said, this man's fucking crazy, we need to remove him from office. Legally. If that would have happened, we wouldn't be here right now, son, would we? Nope. But everybody pussyfooted around it. No one called it out from the get-go. I'll give you an example of a man with balls the size of fucking watermelons, who called it out from the get-go, who walked without fear, son! Vindman. From second one. Yeah, I heard the phone call. This is what took place. And yeah, it sounded real bad. Testified, took the heat. Still taking the heat. Probably will get arrested one day by the Reich. Not probably, definitely, son. What the fuck am I talking about? It's evil town. Vindman is an example of truth from second one, no matter what it costs me. And when we dealing with this type of shit, I know everyone, especially in America, is used to going along. No matter what the situation, they got us trained beautifully like SEALs to do that. That's the problem again with the hold the line philosophy. I'll just go along for now. And, I'll keep an eye on it and try and stop things. No, son. We already know that's not possible. How many people were fired just in the first term? Donnie doesn't let anyone but sycophants stay. So that bullshit you're going to tell your family and us and the world at large, when people ask you, why the fuck were you even working for him? Once you realized all this bullshit. Oh, I wanted to change things from the inside. No, son. I'm way too smart for that, son. You know who else is? The man. And I was just following orders so I could have a house and a car and a wife or a husband? That did not work at Nuremberg, son. This philosophy of life I watch humans do, and I'm guilty of it as well at different times in my life. I'm no better than you. But now is what fucking matters. Matters more than any other time in history of this fucking planet. Worthless planet. Now's not the time to go along. In fact, it's the end of the world if you do. Already the end of America. So I'm tired of hearing people defend this bullshit. We all know what the plan is. The generals know what the plan is. They told them what the plan was. Not one resigned. Not one walked out. Not one uniformed soldier that is now walking our cities has put the gun down and resigned. I haven't heard of one. So please spare me. Oh, well, they want to stay and hold the line, and maybe they can change things from the inside. And we need competent people. I saw that competent, to stop what Donnie's doing from within the Reich. No, son, you've already missed the whole entire lesson. All you are is a tool of the Reich if you stay. That's it, son. You're nothing more. I don't care what the fuck your intentions are. I don't care what slogans you throw at me that I've heard a million times. Like, hold the fucking line. Holding the line would have been all you motherfuckers resign and you write a joint statement on why you resign. Because Donnie's a dictator and we want no part. Now all the experience is gone from your military. Good luck. Instead, every ass stayed in the chairs. No one resigned. Over your country. I don't care what slogan you throw at me. I don't care about the people looking at these men and women in the military and saying, well, they're probably just trying to change things from the inside. They're probably just trying to hold the line. Not good enough for me, son, because I know Donnie ain't going to let one of them stay. So you're worthless. All you are is a tool of the Reich. From this point forward. And I know you people ain't going to handle it. And you know you should. But you won't. I'm talking to the military right now. And you'll let us, just like in the 30s in Germany, go down this slope of authoritarianism, straight up dictatorship. But this time it's different. It's got an extra twist, son, called the apocalypse. And that's just as real as this tree over here in front of me. Unfortunately. How do I know? Right here. That's how I know. Okay, let me just say what I mean to say so I can get the fuck out of here. This coin, what I just showed you again, in my opinion, it's a baby step towards that crash it, hand you worthless Donnie coin while you're desperate and starving. With the fight. And you make your pledge to the Reich or Donnie or to Satan or whatever they ask you to do. And you'll know what you're doing at the time. Don't worry. No one will be able to say, I didn't know, I was tricked, blah, blah, fucking blah. You know, all the shit you get away with here. You think God don't know your heart? So they're going to offer you this at some point, and there's going to be a pledge involved. RFK already said he wants everyone wearing a wearable within 4 years. Have you ever heard anyone in government ever say something like that before? We got this currency sitting there with fight on it. I explained to you what that really is. We've got AI coming, the image coming. We've got false prophets galore. Of course, the false prophet, probably Leon. Maybe Miller. Maybe, who knows? I'm still thinking it's Leon, though. What I'm trying to tell you, we've got, again, Gaza gone. Resorts about to go up. Board of Peace, chaired by Donnie. The second I heard the phrase Board of Peace, I knew Donnie came up with it. Why? Because it sounds like a 3-year-old. And Donnie called it the Board of Peace because Donnie wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He's like a 3-year-old. What I'm trying to tell you is all the ingredients are right there. Not 20 years off, not 40 years off, not they're going to do it some fucking day. Coin already about to be minted, released next year. Real currency with his fucking face on it. And the fight. That you can use to buy shit. One more time, what is this in my opinion? A baby step towards that digital currency. And float this around for a little bit, get people a little used to it, seeing his face on money, getting that collectible coin. Oh, and I suggest you don't buy one. Will God consider this the mark of the beast? I don't fucking know. All I know is I want nothing to do with it. I ain't going near it. If someone tries to even hand me one for free, I'll be like, nope. No. Because I know what this is a portent of, and it's a literal, tangible piece of what's about to happen. Put in our face, again, just to desensitize you, get used to seeing his face on money, him being on money, a concept brought into reality, like troops on California streets, which eventually resulted in troops in Memphis, troops in DC, troops in Portland, troops in Chicago. You get how that works? Desensitize. Donnie been doing it for 10 years. I'm amazed how magically wonderful it's worked. What a sad commentary on our entire country that it has. So this is a baby step, in my opinion, toward you making your oath, taking your digital currency with the fight, and taking your mark, son. I've been saying all this crazy shit, right? Well, the digital coin's been around since before he took office, right before. And now we're going to have a real coin with his face and the fight that you can actually buy and use, buy something with. Getting you ready for when they put that digital in your face with his image and the fight, and you make your oath and you take your mark, and now you got your digital currency with the Antichrist fucking face on it. One more time, take a look. This is the baby step to that end. Real, tangible, can't be fucking denied unless they change their mind, which I doubt. Donnie's been dying to have himself on money. I'm sure he'd put himself on all our money if he could. But don't worry, he's already got a digital currency with his face on it and the fight that he's going to make everyone use the entire world. I promise. That's not a joke. That's not if, maybe, when. It's just when. So, again, I recommend having nothing to do with this motherfucker, this coin. Just a recommendation. I'm not saying that's it, that's the mark, that's the card. No, it's just to get you ready for it. Literally, so you can hold it and look at it, get used to it. You'll see it on your daddy's house when you go over for Thanksgiving. Maybe they'll start, ended up in circulation. People, buy things with them. Again, I've been saying some pretty wild shit, right? Look where we are now. About to put a coin out with his fucking face on it. And the fight. When they already got the digital one. Again, just a baby step to get you to where you make that oath, take that mark, take that digital currency with his face on it. Just like the story says. Have a good day.